What's up YouTube? I'm Josh Newlin from Newlin Performance. In this video I'm going to explain the difference between high school and college soccer and how you can prepare to play at the college level. So most of the other videos in this series have been more focused about how to communicate with coaches and other aspects of recruiting, making a highlight film. But I wanted to explain clearly what the style of college soccer is like and the types of players that coaches are looking for. Because college soccer is something that not a lot of recruits actually get to watch. It's not on TV all the time. Even in America, professional soccer isn't even on TV that much. It can be kind of hard to find. So I think some players might be confused or just don't know what playing college soccer is really like and what kind of players the coaches are looking for. So first and foremost, college soccer is not all really skillful, beautiful passing, tiki-taka. That's not the kind of play. It is generally more physical, more direct, and the speed of play is definitely a lot faster than club or high school is. And the biggest difference is probably just that everyone is bigger, faster, and stronger, which you would expect is the same thing when you go from college to pro pretty much. In college soccer, you don't see a whole lot of guys that are, 5'6", and 130 or less, and are all just about skills and being flashy. Those kind of players are pretty rare. One of the schools in our conference plays the ugliest form of soccer I've ever seen. It's all about set pieces, all direct. They have a guy that comes in, does a throw-in 30 yards, and all their guys, other than maybe two, I remember playing against, were 6 foot and up. Definitely not very skilled, but it worked. In college soccer, it worked pretty well for them. They've been to the NCAA tournament quite a few times. They pretty much always make the conference tournament. And their style is extreme, even for college soccer, but in general, you're going to see a lot more direct play, balls in over the top, physical, shoulder-to-shoulder battles. And another thing is that college soccer players, they're hitting the weight room a lot more than high school or club players are, which is also something you should expect. If you can just get pushed off the ball, you are not going to be a good college soccer player. You should be in the weight room regardless of what level you're already at, but especially college soccer, a lot of it is shoulder to shoulder. Regardless of your position, the refs do let quite a few things go. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be the aggressor, but if you can't take a hit and hold on to the ball and not lose it easily, you are not going to be good at this level. And coaches are not going to look for players that are really flashy and might do all these tricks and try to flop all the time, but the second someone bumps into them, they can't handle it. College soccer is a much more simple style of play. So those are things to be aware of when you're practicing, when you're making a highlight film together. Are tricks and cool dribbles and all that fun to watch? Yes, but they're not the most practical. And a lot of coaches would just see a more simple player that has a good touch, good pass, physical, wins 50-50s than some guy that's really flashy, but every time he gets hit, he just falls over and goes for a foul. So whether you're already committed to play college soccer or you're still working towards that, the weight room should be a big part of your routine, a big part of your preparation. I don't know what it is with soccer in general and people having a bad rap with lifting or something, but if you're not lifting in the weight room, it's almost impossible to gain strength, to gain power, to gain explosiveness. And doing that is also going to prevent injuries. And even just mentally, it should give you more confidence that you've been putting in that work, working out, whereas a lot of other players might have just been practicing soccer and not focusing on their other forms of fitness. So you're going to have a big edge over them, and just mentally you're going to feel stronger, like you can hold your own. The next part of it I want to address is fitness. I think a lot of players, once they commit and they get the workout schedule or they hear the fitness test, it can be a shock. The fitness is pretty demanding. For our fitness test, we have a 120-yard field, goal to goal, and you have 18 seconds to run from one goal to the other and 42 to come back. So the 18 is basically a full stride or sprint. 42 is a fairly light jog. You do that 10 times. Then for the next 10 reps, you have 19 and 41 to get back. And then after 20, you have 20 down, 40 back. And you do it as many times as you can. And for my school, we have to get 15. Next season, if you don't get 15, you're not going to be allowed to train or do anything. You're basically going to be suspended until you can meet that 15 reps. So the fitness is pretty demanding. Like I said, the speed of play is higher, the The speed of players is higher. They're also going to be more difficult to defend, to go one-on-one with. So your fitness is something you need to take seriously before you just hear about the fitness tests or things like that. I think you should be doing this kind of stuff year-round. And also for a lot of us college soccer players, I don't know what it is, but some guys almost think it's a joke or it's no big deal that I come in out of shape and don't pass the fitness test, or in the off season they don't really take the conditioning seriously, or when they're working out it's just bench and squat. But this isn't just something you should focus on just to pass the test and make the team. It's something you should be doing for your own good so that you're in the best shape, so that when you are tired, you still will make the right decisions. You'll still have good technical ability, or you just won't get tired to begin with. And I think the one we have is similar to quite a few fitness tests that college and pro teams seem to do. Before that, we did a 2-mile test. I was never around when they did that, but you had to get a 2-mile in I think like 13 minutes. So not many people pass that. So if you guys want a really challenging fitness test, there are 2 for you to do. The next part is what I mentioned earlier about a lot of teams and players play direct. So specifically being able to send long balls and being able to win the ball in the air. And then also with that, receiving long balls and your touch. You know, for me, even regardless of college soccer or not, it's still an important skill as a center back that you can send long balls and you can ping. And that was something that I thought I was good at. And then once I got to the level, I realized I could still use some work on my accuracy and my technique. Winning the ball in the air has always been something I've been pretty good at. But even then, it's focusing more on, okay, you can go up and actually hit the ball with your head. Now let's focus on hitting it as far out and as high you can get out of the box, out of danger. And then when you are in a corner trying to attack, hitting it down and towards the goal. So while in some areas the technique lacks compared to other levels of soccer, when it comes to hitting long balls, long passes, headers, those are normally some big strengths of good college soccer players. So again, like I said, when you're in the weight room, build explosiveness, start working on your jumping. If you're practicing with a partner, have them toss it up to you and jump up, head it back at them. If you're with a few other of your teammates, things like that, try winning headers against each other. And then also work on your technique of driving the ball with both feet. You know, a lot of players are really good just on their strong foot, hitting the ball long, being really accurate. When you try to do them on their left foot, you know, they don't stand a chance. But 50-50s in college soccer are huge. Winning the ball out of the air is huge. In almost every goal kick, it's either a mid or a center back, almost every single time, going up and challenging someone else for a header. And most teams don't play and can't play tiki-taka. They don't have that kind of skill. So a lot of the balls are chipped in or pinged in over the top to the forwards or wings. So those are 2 specific areas of the game that you should be working on. And then finally, this kind of an overarching theme, which you probably already picked up on, is get back to the basics. You know, a lot of guys will say, I've been grinding and doing this, and then you see their individual practice is just them taking free kicks the whole hour they're at the park and trying to learn how to do a Rabona cross, and it's pointless stuff you're never going to do in the game. And that's fun to do. If you have extra time, you've already done your practical, intense training, then sure, go out and do your little tricks, rainbow flicks around the worlds, whatever. But if you actually want to be a better soccer player, that's really not going to help you that much. I don't have anything against that. Personally, I don't know any tricks really at all. Does that stem from a little bit of jealousy? Maybe. But that's also because I think I realize my touch, my passing, my shooting, my dribbling, all of that, I just don't feel confident enough that that's where it needs to be, that I should practice these tricks and other things instead. But again, it's just good to get back to the basics. Like I said, the best college soccer players are not going to be doing all of Neymar's fancy tricks, dribbling through 7 people. A lot of them might just be a little bit better at everyone else in the field in their touch, their passing, their shooting. At this level, you're still going to be a standout if you have the basics down really well. So this is where it comes down to, when you're practicing, be intentional, be repetitive, focus on each touch, focus on each shot, get back to your basic technique, improve your weak foot. That's a huge thing you should do no matter what level. But there's guys that just will never be that good of a player because they don't work on their weak foot enough. And if you don't, you're just holding yourself back. because players are going to recognize that pretty quick and just force you onto that foot, and you're not going to be able to pass, you're not going to be able to dribble, you're not going to be able to send long balls, you're not going to be able to control it, you're not going to be able to shoot. I mean, you're literally holding back half of your potential if you only are good or confident on one foot. So get back to some simple touch and pass drills. Do some tactical drills more specific to your position. If you're a center back, you got to get used to people pressing you. College soccer, a lot of teams, because it is sloppier, they play direct and they like to press. So get used to having someone run at you while you're trying to control it and simultaneously find an option to pass to. Work on your shooting technique, work on your weak foot, and all those same things of your technique of shooting on your weak foot, building up that strength and confidence on it. And then again, back to the basics. Be in the weight room, be lifting, getting faster, quicker, stronger. You know, I can't tell you how many guys I've seen before games, might be doing all these crazy around the worlds, rainbow flicks, you know, Rabona shots in the top 90 or whatever. And then when it comes in the game, they can't take a ball out of the air at all. They can't win any 50-50s. Their passing isn't good. You can just give them a little nudge and their shot is way off target. Normally the ones that are impressive, that are the standouts, the guys who just have the basics down so well. Their touch is right where it needs to be. Their passes are always to the right foot of the right player. Their shots are on target 9 times out of 10. And they have a good soccer IQ. They know the right position to be in. And if you can get those down, you're going to be much more attractive to college coaches, and you're going to be a much better player at the college level. So just to sum it all up, college soccer players, bigger, faster, stronger. It's going to be a much more demanding level of fitness than you're used to. It's also a pretty direct style of play. Winning the ball in the air is very important, as well as being able to play the ball long. And then get back to the basics. Master your ball control, your shooting, your passing, your defending, and your overall soccer knowledge. So a lot of those are pretty broad. They kind of apply to adjusting to any new level of play. But like I said, there are some things that are more specific to college soccer. And I just wanted to provide you guys with general tips of how you should train and what you should be training for. Since so far in the series, I have focused more on just how to communicate, to get in touch with coaches. I want to give you a video that explains more of what to expect if you've already committed and now you're wondering, what kind of shape do I need to be in? What are the other guys doing? What's their style of play? And how am I going to get playing time and then excel at the next level? And for those of you that haven't committed yet, that aren't for sure going to play college soccer yet, these are good things to focus on and things that will catch coaches' eyes as well. So thank you all for watching. Comment down below, what's your experience of college soccer? What are the things you consistently train, or the aspect of soccer you think is most important and should be trained most? But thank you all again, and I'll see you on the next one.